Okay, we've got a bit of a curveball here with the Meyer-Nakel Illusion Pinot Noir. And I first want to call your attention because I think it's always so important when and where we can to find those little moments where we can identify quality without even jumping into the bottles. So the first thing I want to note is this right here, this VDP, this eagle that's on there. The VDP is a great way to tell if a bottle of wine from Germany is excellent quality. This is an organization. You have to be invited into it. It's a whole thing. But it's basically a way to know that you've got a good bottle of wine in front of you, which is, of course, what you have because you're part of the Wine Access Unfiltered podcast wine club. So as I mentioned, this is a Pinot Noir, and I did mention this is a bit of a curveball. Why is it a curveball? Well, it's not a curveball because it's coming from Germany, specifically from the Ahr. This is a region that I was actually in about this time last year. It's spectacularly beautiful. It is a curveball because as you watch me pour my glass, it is not a red wine. This is a white Pinot Noir, which makes this a little bit unusual, but something I thought would be really fun for us to have in these warm, lovely summer months where we're really starting to relax into this lovely weather, lighter food, lots of friends, hopefully some vacation. And this is a great wine to do it with. So how are we getting a white Pinot Noir? Well, this might be reminiscent of something you might be familiar with, which is a Blanc de Noir, more commonly found in Champagne. So Pinot Noir is, of course, a red grape, so red skins all around. But inside that grape, you're going to find clear juice. If you press those skins very delicately, you will not get red juice. You're going to get white juice. So that's basically what they're doing and what they do in Champagne as well, is they take those red grapes or black grapes, so Blanc de Noir, white from black. They take those grapes, they press them very, very gently, and they extract that clear juice. And then in this case, they're only fermenting this in stainless steel and a very, very, very light amount in oak. From there, they're going to let it sit on the lees a little bit, and that is how we get this lovely, crisp but textured white wine coming from Pinot Noir. So the first thing I want you to do is smell this wine, because if you close your eyes and you forget for a second that I've already told you that this is a white wine, you might find some things more reminiscent of those red varieties. You're going to find that beautiful, big, boisterous cherry, that Bing cherry in there. You're also going to find some great florals, but the florals are going to be more in like the violet department and less in the white flower department, which is what you would normally associate with a white wine. This wine, as you can see, is a little chilly right now. So as it opens, as it kind of comes up in temperature a little bit, all of those aromatics that we love so much about Pinot Noir are going to start really, really revealing themselves. And that's really what I love about this wine, is that you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Now, if you're familiar with the process of making rosé, this is not that different. The difference with rosé is that we're actually letting the skins sit with the juice, that clear juice, for just a little bit longer. So you're going to get kind of a rosé feel, but this is decidedly a white wine. Let's try it. Oh, it's got texture. It's got that kind of like prickly pear, that prickly pear skin thing going on, where it feels, I call it phenolic, where it just kind of like tingles on the tongue a little bit, but it's bright and it's boisterous. And I think if you love wines like Albarino, if you love Sicilian white wines, like Caricante, or any sort of like Etna Bianco, this is such a great alternative wine. Not that you should stop drinking those by any means, but this is a really fun way to experience texture while still having brightness and lift. You get great acidity with this wine. That tiny bit of oak that's on here, you're not feeling in any sort of way. There's nothing oaky about this wine. That a little bit of lees aging, same thing. You're not getting any sort of heaviness or weightiness. It's really just there to support and balance the wonderful aromatics and all of the flavors that are coming through on this wine naturally, because this is coming from a red grape. For me, this is the wine that I'm sitting down with and having a salad or some tacos, something I really, truly just whipped up and threw together. Right now, the salad that I am just like living on right now is a radicchio salad. So we're doing radicchio, we're doing some pistachios. I threw some cucumbers in there. And then whatever your protein of choice is. So for me, that's been anything from chicken to steak. it's a great leftover salad. So that's kind of been my go-to. And then I think what would be so dynamite with this is the dressing that I'm usually making, which is some sort of miso vinaigrette. So, all your basics. So your mustard, a little bit of olive oil, maybe a little honey, and then miso to kind of give it that lovely savory umami thing going on. And then this wine with that is going to bring all of that together. You could even add a little wine into that dressing if you wanted to kind of throw it all together. But that's where I'd be personally with a wine like this. Feel free to enjoy this poolside. Feel free to enjoy it without food. But this is like my Tuesday night, throw together a salad, something yummy and crunchy and delicious and fresh, and have at it. Cheers.